Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Luke, and today we're going to be doing a video on getting into TTS, Tabletop Simulator. So we're going to be taking a look at how to play it and all the tools that you can use with it. So first thing, you're going to need a Steam account, and then you're going to have to buy Tabletop Simulator. It's usually $20, but you can usually find it on sale for like $10. So not bad. Then once you have that, you're gonna go to the workshop and search Star Wars Legion. This is a mod created by Tieren, and it's amazing. It's one of the best mods on Tabletop Simulator, I believe. And personally, I think it's the best. But yeah, it's awesome. So definitely check it out. Alright, so once you search Star Wars Legion, you're gonna subscribe to the mod, and then you'll have Tabletop Simulator will now have the Legion mod. Alright, so then you're just gonna launch the game. This is just the welcome menu. Create. You can do multiplayer and then server password and name, and then you can set the player number or whatever. For right now, I'm just gonna do a single player. Then we're gonna go to the Star Wars Legion and load. Alright, so this is what the this is what you load into. So now, once it's all loaded up, this is like your main area when you start. So we can do a couple of things. We can do create army, load army, or clear cards. So the first one that you're going to be using is create army. So rebels or Imperials. We'll just do Imperials for now. So obviously we have commander. You can pick it, operative, all the different stuff. So we'll just throw some minis out here. We'll do Veers. Then it has whatever upgrades you like to take. It does do the point total right here for you, which is really nice. So you can actually use this as like a army builder, which is nice because then you can see the actual models. Some people like to see them when they build armies to see what they got. Let's just throw some stormtroopers in here. Sure. And a speeder bike with HQ uplink, sure. And then if you run out of units, you can just add more, and what have you. Alright, so once you have your army, then we're going to go over to the command card section. So here you can pick ambush. So right now it just has all the generics. So you're going to replace these with whatever commander or operative you might have. So if I added another commander or something, their cards would show up. So I can just add all of Veers' cards in there for now. Sure, we want to replace that, whatever. Then you can also do objectives. So instead of picking the one that you want to keep, this time you're going to pick the one that you want to get rid of, because everybody brings 4. So objective, deployment, and conditions. Then let's say if you want to save an army, you can hit the save army button. Now what you're going to need to do is right click, and it's going to say save object. So then you can just change this to whatever, TTS, okay? And don't switch this. This will just stay the same. Just keep it like that. Then you hit save. So when you come into a game, you can go up here and go to objects, saved objects, and then you can actually load in an army. So you just click and drag and pull it in there. So let's hit the back, and let's just throw this in there, and let's hit load army now. So it has the army that I had saved, loaded all the models, all the upgrades, you know, everything that I had. It has my command hand, excuse me. Okay, so now once you do that, sometimes you're gonna have to change your color. So for now, let's say red. So you just go up to your name and you can change the color. So there's all of my command cards there. Oops. So you can get rid of these if you don't want to see them the whole game by pressing H, and then they'll just be down here. So you can click and drag them. When you're playing the game, what's helpful is holding onto the command card before you draw it, and then you hit F, flip it on over, then you pull it out. When it's time to play the card, then you hit F on it again. So that's just a way that you can pull out the card and not show your opponent what it is. Okay, so once you have the minis spawned, you are going to see over here we got the command tokens, like so, and also the battle deck. So once you figure out with your opponent, whoever's red or blue player, you can then come over here, and there's a couple of buttons. So we have the learning game, maps, and setup. So let's go to maps. Let's just do a pre-made. There's a bunch of different things. Competitive terrain map. You can save maps. You can actually make maps if you like. So let's just do random tournament map. Sure. So that will generate one of the random tournament maps. There's like 6 or something that'll choose from. So here we have like some Wistafara looking map. Excuse me. So next up is obviously going to be deployment and objectives. So let's see. Let's say. So I'm red right now. So let's just hit switch player colors. There we go. Now I'm blue. And then we hit blue player define battlefield. So this will randomly select 3 of your battle cards. So now you and your opponent will eliminate 2 each or pass, whatever you prefer. So boom, boom, boom. And then we hit next. So now it automatically spawns, depending on which cards there are, the conditions as well as objectives. So for this one, intercept, it's the 3. So you can place these at the the proper locations. Then for rapid reinforcements, or maybe this might be minefield, you can bring these out or nominate your rapid deployment. Okay, so now we can see the red and blue perspectives of the deployment area. These are the boundaries. So this automatically shows you where you can deploy within. So let's go ahead and start looking at models and things we can do with those. So we're going to highlight Mr. Veers or just grab him. We can do a couple different things, which is nice. We can change colors if you like, so that you don't confuse one with the next. So now we know these are different from each other, which is nice. And let's say we want to deploy these stormtroopers. So we can just grab the whole squad and then individually drag them around and place them as we like. Okay, so one thing that you can do after deployment is come over to the battle objective, condition, and your deployment. And if you don't want the deployment anymore, let's say you're done with deployment, you just click that and it'll shut off the lines. And you can turn them back on whenever you like as well. There's also a couple of things where if you go over here, this is a measuring tool, so I can use this to measure things. The ranges in this game are 6 inches is range 1, so range 2 would be 12, 18, 24, so on. So you can use this tool to measure range. You can get to it by hitting tab. So let's say I have the pointer out and I hit tab. We can just measure. So go back to pointer, which is how you grab things, tab, and measure. So pretty nice, pretty fast. If you want to indicate something, you can just hit double tap on tab. Let's say, oh, I just deployed here. Boom, double tap. So pretty good, pretty nice. I'll put a link to the TTS as well as the Legion Discord, so in the description below. Now that you've deployed them, let's say they have the recon intel. Well, you got to move them, right? So we're going to go over to the command tokens. We're going to drag over a trooper. We're going to hit activate. This will go to the closest unit of that type that's on the board. So these guys on the off the board won't be highlighted, but if we bring them on here, then we hit activate, we highlight these guys. Nope, we want to go with these guys now, so we hit next. Next thing is movement. So we're gonna move, and there's different speeds, 1, 2, and 3. So snowtroopers move 1, but this is just demonstration. So we can move the movement tool around. We can also position this first piece and position the second piece, just like in real life. So these bend so that you can get around things and what have you, just like in the real game. Alright, so now that we want to move them, we can either manually move them along the tool, or you can go back to the start and automatically go to the start point. And then if we hit full, it will move the mini right to the end. Alright, so after we move them, we click done, and then the cohesion bubble. So this automatically pops up after you move. So this shows you where you can place the minis within. So they have to be completely within this. If they're out, not legal. So this is that like 4-inch radius basically. So we place those guys in there. Good to go. Now on the command token, there's a couple of other different things you can do. So you could hit aim, gives them a name token, dodge token, standby. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, what we're going to do is, let's say we want to attack someone. Okay, so let's say we want to shoot someone. So we can hit the range, and this will give you range 1, range 2, range 3, range 4. So the enemy units will it'll automatically show you what range they're at. So if I move these guys back and then update the range, they're now at range 3, and it's very accurate, so you don't even have to worry about really looking. So now that we have range, we can do attack. Let's say we were shooting these guys. Now we have these nice laser lines that we can check for cover and other things, mainly cover. It helps with line of sight sometimes, but for line of sight, for the most part, you gotta go to the minis model. And TTS is pretty good in that you can go directly to the mini's head and see exactly what you can see, just like in the real game. So now that we're gonna shoot these guys, let's come over to the dice tray. So we can spawn whatever type of dice we want. White dice, a couple red, black, whatever we're gonna be shooting. And then the roll, you just hit this roll. You can hit it a couple times, shake it all up. And then you can either count the dice up yourself, or this nice handy table up here shows you automatically what results you rolled. So let's say I had a name token. I can either, pull to a side. We can highlight, drag, and hit R on the keyboard, and that'll roll. Or we can right click and roll, and that also works. So the hotkeys are nice in that you just have to hit a key. So I could just highlight all these and hit R, and it'll roll them. And again, it'll show the result. Sometimes you'll have like dice kind of stacked up on one another, but you can just pull that aside and re-roll it, or go with the result that it says up here. Okay, so now that we hit the dudes or whatever, here's defense dice down here. This button just clears and roll. So roll defense. Yep, good. So now you can pull over suppression tokens and wound tokens, or another way is to, when you hit the attack button on this unit, you can bring over suppression, wound, or ion. So that's nice. Or you can just drag the tokens over, whatever you prefer. It's obviously quicker to do it this way, but alright. So next, one nice feature in TTS is that you can highlight over the terrain, and it'll tell you the exact description of it and what type of cover it is, the difficulty, for trooper movement, things like that. And then it'll also give you like some description as well. So no more arguing like in real life, I guess. You just have it right there. It's already laid out for you. So then once you activate a unit, you can hit end and it'll flip it over. Then you can just put that right near your unit that just went. Now let's say we're doing the command phase. And I played assault. Sure. So I got veers out here. So at the start of the round, I'm going to give out the order tokens. So I'll put one next to those guys, one next to those guys, and one next to veers. Then, once you have your orders out, you're going to hit stack and shuffle. And if you need to, you can split them back up, and it'll split them all back up. Put stack and shuffle. Now when I draw from this, it'll be random. So it'll just pull tokens at random. When you're at the end of the round, you come over here and remove tokens. That'll remove all order tokens from the table. And remove suppression. That'll also remove suppression. So if we have, let's say we have a stack of 3. This is why it's useful to stack them, because it only will take off 1 per stack. So see how there's 2 now? If I hit remove, there's only 1 now. So nice tool, very well done, very easy to use. There's a round marker right here, so you can count the round, whatever you're on. Over here it has the rules, reference, and learn to playbook, so you can actually read through these. They have timers. So this one's set to 3 hours, but you can change the timer. It's in seconds, so whatever. 100 seconds, that'll be 1 minute and 40. So it started it, you just click at the start. And then you can use these for, like, if you're playing in a tournament or something, I guess. They could be like bathroom break timers. So pretty nice feature. There's these nice victory tokens. So keeping score, you can just pull them over. Boom, boom, boom. So 3 victory tokens. And keep score that way if you like. So the last thing is, how do you find games? So definitely download Discord and make an account if you don't already have one. Join the Legion Discord. There's a bunch of different channels. We got the Legion General channel, open list building, rules, community, competitive talk, all this good stuff. Channels for the big events. Then you scroll down here. This is the TTS group of channels. So here's the chat room. You can just type in, LFG, which stands for looking for game. That would be in, the game finder, not in the TTS chat. This is just where you talk. TTS new players, so just some info for you. Then if you want to talk with a microphone, you can just join a chat room and hop in there and you can talk in there, which is nice. There's also these channels, but those are like locked. And then there's a bunch of different other channels, painting channels and all the channels you could want. Disconnect from that. So yeah, definitely join the Legion Discord. We got, I think it's up to like 1,800 members now. So lots of people to talk Legion with. Anyways, have a good day, everybody. Hope this was a helpful video, and see you maybe at Adepticon.